Hi again, everybody, today. This is not a treading on serpents video. It's in the same spot, though. But I wanted to read something out of the Bible. This is the kind of faith that all the 144,000 are going to have. And it's Daniel 3. And where I'm starting is Daniel 3:8. And I'm going to read through Daniel 3:8 to 30. So I'll try to do it as fast as I can without trying to tongue tie myself. So, okay. Wherever at the time certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews, they spake and said to the king, small k, Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Thou, O king, hast made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, suckbut, psaltery, and duclamere, and all kinds of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image. And whoso falleth not down and worship, that he should be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy small g gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do you not serve my small g gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now if you be ready, that at what time you hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and duclamere, and all kinds of music, you fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if you worship not, you shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is that big G God that shall deliver you out of my hands? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our big G God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king, small k. But if not, be it known unto thee, O small k king, that we will not serve thy gods, small g gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar fell full of fury, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 17 times more than it was wont to be heated. And he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace. Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats, and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, and the furnace exceedingly hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down, bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished, and rose up in haste, and spake, and said unto his counselors, Did we not cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said to the king, True, O king. He answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt, and the form of the 4th is like the Son of God. Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace, and spake, and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High, big G God, come forth, and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire. And the princes, governors, and captains, and the small king's counselors be gathered together, saw these men, upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was a hair of their heads singed, neither were their coats changed, nor did the smell of fire had passed on them. Then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, Blessed be the big G God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who hath sent his angel and delivered his servants that trusted in him, and have changed the king's word and yielded their bodies, that they might not serve nor worship any small G God, except their own big G God. Therefore I make a decree that every people, nation, and language which speak anything amiss against the big G God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be cut in pieces, and their houses shall be made of a dunghill, because there is no other big G God that can deliver after this sort. Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon. So that is one cool story. And that's what kind of faith I'm talking about, because if you have that kind of faith, this system cannot touch you. It can't. Only if it's the Father's will. That's why Jesus said, you can only do to me what my Father allows you to do to me. But if you don't, and you have faith in, just like them guys, this place can't hurt you. It's all a big show. Like at the end of Wizard of Oz, the little tiny dude behind the big shade, Anyways, see you, love you, bye.